Oh, Magic 8 Ball. Will Sasha Banks be JD's new life coach, just like Darren Young now has Bob Backlund? Outlook good. That's what I like to hear, man. You know what else is good? Is number 116. Part number 1 of the number 1 fucking podcast. Right here on YouTube.com for everything WWE. This is Off the Script. Thank you guys so much for watching me on your Friday morning. I don't know if you guys are living in the New York area. To those who are living in the New York area, can you please answer this one fucking important question for me? Where the fuck is the sun? Where is the sun, bro? I don't know where I'm living, but I haven't seen sunlight in like 7 days. It's nothing but cold, wind, rain. Where the fuck did it go, man? Where did it go? It went to the same fucking place that Ryback, Kane, Big Show, Braun Strowman, and hopefully Roman Reigns all fucking go to. Off our TVs. But anyway, this is Off the Script. Thank you guys so much for watching me, man. 116 fucking episodes. Unbelievable. And thank you guys for sticking with me, man. I love doing this each and every week. It is Friday morning. I was so tired from work yesterday that I did not even have the energy to do what I usually do and record Off the Script. So I apologize if it's a few minutes late this morning. I needed my sleep. I'm not feeling too well. Work is killing me. But you guys, regardless, are getting Off the Script in your sub boxes this morning. And on today's show, we're going to be talking about Ryback. We're going to be talking about the whole contract dispute that he had with Vince McMahon and the hypocritical ways that he went about it. He walked out of WWE after criticizing CM Punk for walking away from the WWE. It all comes down to fame, fortune, and all the riches and money, man. That's all anybody cares about. And Jim Ross always says it. If it's something to do with a wrestler and there's unhappiness, it's either, contract or creative. Cash or creative. That's the only thing that's going to make these guys unhappy. And Ryback walked out because of cash and creative. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to give my opinion on it. I'm not going to be overly animated like I usually am with Ryback. You guys know I don't like the Ryback character. I'm sure Ryan Reeves, as a individual, as a human being outside WWE, is a fucking awesome guy. But we're going to talk about the contract dispute. We're going to do it logically. And we're going to break this thing down as to why Ryback, I think, has lost his fucking mind, to be quite honest with you. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about Sasha Banks. There's some rumors going around that Sasha Banks is unhappy. I'm going to debunk those rumors today on Off the Script. Vince McMahon unhappy with talent development from everybody that's come up from NXT. I got news on Roman Reigns this weekend and AJ Styles. The latest news on Seth Rollins I'll talk about in this video. Undertaker's career apparently is over. He told Vince McMahon that he never wants to wrestle again. So much stuff on part 1 this morning for Off the Script. Plus, we're going to start the show off with a Wrestle Crate unboxing for this current month, man. So we're going to unbox April's crate, and we're going to do it. We're going to see what's in it, and we're going to have a blast doing that, man. So let's do that first. I want to get that out of the way. If you guys don't know about Wrestle Crate is a monthly pro wrestling-based subscription service. It's delivered right to your front door. I mean, the fucking mailman knocked on my back door and delivered this right to me, man. He handed me the fucking physical box. Can't get any better than that, man. WrestleCrate.com, on Twitter, at WrestleCrates. They also work out of the United Kingdom, man. They're blowing up, and there's a bunch of great shit in here, man. You get a t-shirt in every Ultimate Crate. That's what I got. You get t-shirts from Barbershop Window, Pro Wrestling Tees, Elite Mattel action figures, comic books, Funko Pop, just little goodies, man. I got a Stone Cold Steve Austin bottle opener that I used to open my Guinness with. It's just fucking awesome, man. A lot of little trinkets. Makes a great gift if you love professional wrestling. You want to treat yourself every month. It's like fucking opening a Christmas present or a birthday present every single month, man. So WrestleCrate.com. On Twitter, at WrestleCrates. And then when you are on the website and you want to make a purchase, use my coupon code JDSentMe Whether you get the regular crate or the Monster Ultimate Crate, you get an instant 10% off. And then visit them on Twitter. Tell them, listen, I heard about you guys, about your product from JD. I'm going to give it a shot, and I use this coupon code, man. So, without further ado, man, let's open up this crate. Oh, my God, look at this, man, already. I haven't looked in here yet, man. I have not looked in here yet, but I see a fucking Mattel action figure already. But right up top is a t-shirt. Let's see what we got here in this t-shirt, man, or on this t-shirt. Wrestle Crate, the Daily Dirt Sheet, the Streak, the Beast conquers New Orleans, left in state of shock, 21-1. It is over. Look at that, man. A Wrestle Crate exclusive t-shirt about Brock Lesnar breaking the Undertaker streak at WrestleMania 30. I'm going to be wearing this around the house, man. I don't wear white t-shirts out. There's something about me that I don't look good in white, bro. I only wear black. I might wear gray, but I will never wear white out, man. I just hate the color white. So I'm going to wear this proudly around the house while I'm fucking streaming and, you know, raging at Call of Duty and doing my WWE streams, man. So it's going to be good. So that's already, man. That's already a $20 a t-shirt, you know, I'm assuming. And you get it right in the Ultimate Crate, so you can't get any better than that. Stone Cold Steve Austin and Vinnie Jones, The Condemned. Look at that, man. DVD, The Condemned from Stone Cold Steve Austin, a full DVD, man. What do you pay for this in the stores? Maybe $8.99, $9.99. If it's in the bargain basement, $4.99. Look at that, man. Your crate is already worth more than what they're actually selling it for, right there. I won't watch The Condemned. I don't watch wrestler-made movies, man. And this makes the whole crate right here. I look down. I know Joe got Dean Ambrose. And I don't know if Mr. Ed Allen from Wrestle Crate has been listening to the fucking podcast, and he put this one in here on purpose because he knows I've been talking about it a lot. And I've been waiting for his debut. Look at this shit, man. This makes the whole fucking crate right here. Finn Balor, Elite WWE Mattel action figure, man. Look at that. The Demon. It includes the headdress and Demon wrist gauntlets, man. Look at that fucking beauty. Unbelievable. Finn Balor got his stats on the back. Nobody wants Ryback. I don't want fucking Stephanie McMahon. Oh, is that Lita? It is Lita. I look like Stephanie McMahon for a second. Terry Funk, Dean Ambrose, and first time in the line, the 1, 2, 3 Kid. Look at that. But all that pales in comparison, man. Finn Balor. Going right up on the wall somewhere if I find room for him. But this is fucking awesome. Makes the whole crate right here, man. You go to fucking Walmart or Target, you're paying $20 plus for this at least. That is fucking great. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable with the fucking Wrestle Crates. What is this here? Wrestle Crate exclusive. Gimme a lapel, yeah. LapelYeah.com. It looks like it's a fucking pin. Look at that, man, of a championship belt. Unbelievable. Looks like it's, I don't know what kind of championship belt. It looks like it's modeled after the WCW big gold belt, but look at that, man, a pin. I don't know where I'm going to wear that, but it's a Wrestle Crate exclusive right here on the channel. And, oh, we got a few things here. We got an RVD signed picture here that I know Joe ripped up. I'm going to frame it. I'm going to frame all this shit, man, and when I move into my my permanent apartment, when I get the fuck out of this piece of shit, this is being framed on the wall, man. Look at that, RVD signed. This is what you get in Wrestle Crate as well, man. Signed autographs from the biggest names in the industry. I got Jerry the King Lawler. We got a few others as well. I know Joe got Kurt Angle. Now we got RVD. That's fucking great, man. And then there's a poster in here to round it off. House of Hardcore. Yes, man. House of Hardcore right here. This was from their April 15th show. Saturday, April 15th, and Friday, April 15th, and Saturday, April 16th. Right here, man. Look at that. House of Hardcore poster. Look at that. Beautiful. This is shit that you could definitely hang up, man. Frame it, do what you want. But all in all, man, that's a great fucking Wrestle Crate for April, man. That Finn Balor is worth the fucking price of the crate just by itself. That is just unbelievable, man. So if you guys want shit like that, delivered to your front door. That's WrestleCrate.com and on Twitter at WrestleCrate. So if you guys are subscribed to WrestleCrate, let me know what you guys got, man. If you got Finn Balor, if you got the Dean Ambrose like Joe got, or if you got something completely different, you let me know. Sound off in the comments below. So thank you guys so much for that. I love unboxing that for you guys. It's always great to see what we get sent every single month. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, just like WrestleCrate, JD from NY206, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I don't know what the fuck you're waiting for if you're not subscribed here, man. The #1 fucking podcast in your subscription box is right here on YouTube.com. If you guys missed anything about my videos this past week, man, there's some Call of Duty videos, there's some WWE videos, a hot video I made about why I don't like Roman Reigns. All that shit will be down in the description at the very top, so make sure you guys go check that out. And as always, man, continue buying those t-shirts, man. The Goon City t-shirt, the Get Off My TV t-shirt. I am prepping my next Get Off My TV t-shirt, and you guys are going to go crazy over what I have in mind, man. Version 3 is coming very, very soon, and I think it's one that's going to please a lot of my followers and subscribers, man. ProWrestlingTees.com/offthescript. My own very online shop. Get your t-shirt today for this official podcast and wear it in pride, man. Get off my TV or be a member of Goon City. Thank you guys so much for that. Now, let's get into the news, or let's get right into the news. I don't want to be like Keemstar, but there is a lot of news. Ryback sent home after WWE contract dispute. Unbelievable story that everybody's talking about, man. It's hot, hot, hot news within the WWE. At Payback, Ryback challenged Kalisto for the United States Championship in a losing effort on the kickoff show. This was the second straight match on the pre-show where Ryback failed to win the title. That's what happened on WWE programming. It seemed that a lot more happened behind the scenes because there is now a report that a major rift between Ryback and WWE happened. According to WrestleZone.com, Ryback requested to be sent home following a contract dispute between him and WWE. His request was granted, and he is off WWE television for the immediate future. Back in October, Ryback appeared on the Stone Cold podcast and acknowledged his upcoming contract negotiations for a new deal with the company. Fast forward to Payback, and it seems that there is a miscommunication of some kind, coming to terms with his role in the company because he's been very vocal about being dissatisfied with his current role on television. The big guy's contract is set to expire sometime this summer. If a deal cannot be reached, it's likely that Ryback could be leaving the company for greener pastures. A lot of new talent has debuted and had been signed with the company for the main roster. It'll be interesting to see how the negotiations go between the two parties. If Ryback departs from the WWE in the near future, he would not be the first significant departure from the company this year. Former multiple-time Intercontinental Champion and League of Nations member Bad News Wade Barrett is reportedly done with the company. The WWE also typically has a spring cleaning around this time of the year, which has not happened yet. I'm surprised. It usually happens right after WrestleMania. And they usually release several performers who are not being used. The very recent contract dispute between Ryback and WWE has brought up a lot of issues about how wrestlers are paid and taken care of in this industry. Everyone has an opinion on that subject, but the most immediate question is that what issues are keeping Ryback from resigning with the company? According to DWN, DailyWrestlingNews.com, there was a meeting between Ryback and Vince McMahon earlier in the day on Monday before Raw as well, and the meeting led to the big guy's departure from the road and from the company, and he went home shortly after. The biggest issue that came from the issue is the most obvious. Apparently Ryback didn't like the money that was being offered to him. The assumption is that the former Intercontinental Champion believes that his hard work and star status. So apparently Ryback has a star status now, according to him. I don't know who would write something so bizarre or something so outlandish to describe Ryback as a star. He is not a star. Okay, he is not a star, which we'll go over in a second. Should result in higher pay than what was offered to him on Monday by Vince McMahon. Whatever the offer was, Ryback argued against it, and Vince told him in so many words to go home if he didn't like the offer, and Ryback did not argue with that at all. Ryback's contract doesn't require, or doesn't expire, I should say, until the summer at some point, but it looks like he'll be waiting at home until the two parties can work out a contract that will bring him back to the ring, where his contract will expire naturally. Obviously, there will be much more detail to come as this story develops over the coming weeks or months. So, Ryback taking my hashtag, get off my TV, literally, he took himself off TV. And if you see who's on that shirt, Ryback, Kane, and Big Show are all off our TV. I don't know if the shirt is a fucking glimpse into the future. I don't know if it's a good luck charm, but maybe you should go out there and buy yourself a fucking t-shirt, man. Anytime a Get Off My TV t-shirt is released, it looks like these guys are going to be off the TV. So you guys are going to love what I got coming up next. Stay tuned, all right? But listen to this. These are the top 10 WWE performers as of right now on the active roster. Top 10 highest paid WWE wrestlers. Obviously, John Cena is number one at $9.5 million. That's a lot of fucking money. Okay, $9.5 million. Brock Lesnar comes in at number 2 at $6 million. Triple H wrestles once or twice a year. $2.8 million. Randy Orton, $2.7 million. Seth Rollins, $2.4 million, coming in at number 5. Roman Reigns, $2.1 million, coming in at number 6. The Undertaker, who wrestles maybe once or twice a year as well, $2 million. Big Show, $1.5 million. Kane, $1.3 million. Dean Ambrose. Everybody complains about, oh, they want a better role for Dean Ambrose and that he might be unhappy in his current role. What the fuck are they doing? Looks like he's doing very well for himself because he comes in at number 10 at $1.1 million to round out the top 10, okay? Now, Ryback is upset over money, okay? I am talking specifically here about the Ryback character. I'm not talking about Ryan Reeves. Now, I have stated before in the past that WWE Creative fucked over Ryback. Ever since Ryback was the replacement for John Cena inside Hell in a Cell against CM Punk, where that whole issue with Brad Maddox happened, and that's what fucked over Ryback inside that Hell in a Cell. He challenged for the WWE Championship. That's when his luster, that's when his star power, that's when his aura, everything about him, his interest, his intrigue, that went right down the fucking hill, man. It was like a fucking snowball effect. Ever since then, it got worse and worse and worse and worse. He has never recovered from that. Ryback, before that, was coming out to beat up 3, 4, 5 enhancement talents at one time to show you his physical strength, to show you his power. Feed Me More was building steam, correct? After that, Ryback has never been the same. If WWE kept Ryback without a microphone in his hand, if they didn't fuck with him by being a fucking schoolyard bully, if they didn't put him in the current role right now where they took the overalls off of him and they put him in straight black trunks, and he was getting Goldberg chants before that, now they just, yeah, this guy just fucking sucks. We have no interest in this guy. He's a Goldberg clone. He's a Goldberg ripoff with no charisma. He's got nothing to him. There's no excitement seeping from the Ryback character. Whereas Goldberg, yeah, he wasn't the greatest wrestler in the world, but WCW, if they did one thing right, is the way that they booked Goldberg. During that whole streak, up until he won the WCW championship, if there was one thing that WCW did right, it was how they handled Goldberg. That's how you build momentum. That's how you build a monster in professional wrestling. And that's exactly what Goldberg was. He didn't say anything. He came out with the fucking sparklers and the fireworks, came through the back entrance from his locker room into the arena through the curtain. He didn't say one goddamn word. He did all that, went into the ring, kicked ass, won the title, and that's it. Everybody went crazy. 40,000 people in Atlanta. That's how you build a monster, and that's how you build up to a monumental moment that is still being talked about in the world of professional wrestling. WWE did nothing like that with Ryback. Now, Jim Ross usually states when something like this happens, and he's right, when there's an issue between employer and employee in the world of professional wrestling, it's got to do with two things, creative or cash. In this instance, it's both. It's either creative or cash. In this instance, it is both. Now, I pose the question to you guys. Out of the top 10 that I just mentioned, Cena, Lesnar, Triple H, Orton, Rollins, Reigns, Undertaker, Show, Kane, and Ambrose, does Ryback deserve to be in that top 10? Absolutely not. Does Ryback offer you anything more or anything better than those top guys, that top 10 right there? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Picture this. Ryback wants equal pay for everybody in the WWE. One of the most asinine things I have ever heard in my entire life. So you're going to pay John Cena, you're going to pay Lesnar, you're going to pay Triple H and the Rollins and the Undertakers the same exact pay that you're making. Is this guy out of his mind? There's a reason why these guys are paid the amount of money that they are. Ryback is no Brock Lesnar. Ryback is no Seth Rollins. Ryback is no Undertaker. So what makes him, in his fucking pea-brain, what makes him say, yeah, everybody in WWE deserves equal pay? That's like me saying, and I fucking hate them, but he's a great fucking baseball player, Bryce Harper, okay? If Bryce Harper is making the same amount of money as some fucking AAA scrub that they just promote up to the Washington Nationals Major League Baseball team, what motivation is that for Bryce Harper to fucking go out there and play? These guys go out there to pretty much show the team what they offer or what they have to offer. They go out there to fucking win, and they play their fucking balls off in hopes to get a fucking pay raise. That's like someone who works a 9-to-5 job who's busting his fucking ass. The stock guy, is the stock guy going to be making just as much as the store manager? Of course not. Their roles are different. They're not the same. The store manager is obviously much more valuable than the fucking stock boy. But the stock boy making fucking $8 an hour is going to shut his fucking mouth, and he's going to bust his ass because he's a hard-working guy, and maybe he'll make $8 and he'll be increased to maybe $10 the next year, and maybe he'll get a different position. Maybe he'll move up from stock to maybe a department manager. You can't make equal pay with the rest of these guys. Take what you have and fucking work your ass off and prove to the company that you deserve a fucking pay raise. Ryback has done nothing to prove to Vince and the WWE that he deserves a pay raise. Now, I'm not blaming this completely on Ryback. I'm blaming this solely, half of it at least, on WWE Creative, because they fuck the Ryback character so badly that they put this guy in situations that he was doomed to fail. He was doomed to fail. But then on the other hand, instead of taking what WWE has given Ryback, he goes out there, and I don't know if you guys see videos, he just has this fucking cockiness, this arrogance to him. He goes out to these live shows and he's fucking taking children's signs and he's ripping them up. He takes his necklace off, the Feed Me More necklace, and hands it to the kids in the crowd, and then he drops it as soon as the kid reaches for it. What kind of shit is that, man? It's like he doesn't give a fuck about the company or the fans paying the money to get into the arena to see the show. Ryback has just not cared. He don't care about his current position in WWE because he's soured on a lot of things and he feels like he's unappreciated. But then again, he hasn't done anything with the position WWE has given him. You know, it's all on him as well as an individual. If you don't have any character, if you don't have any charisma, why are you going to go out there and be cheered? People just don't want to see him. He's not selling merchandise. People are not paying tickets to see Ryback. They're not paying money to see Ryback. Oh, I gotta go see Ryback on tonight's live house show. Oh, I gotta tune into Raw to see Ryback. No, nobody gives a shit. They're tuning in to see the top 10 that I just mentioned. Maybe not Kane, maybe not Big Show, but everybody else on there, people are tuning in to Monday Night Raw to see those guys because they're making the most money. They're the most important to the company. They're making the company the most money. Ryback is doing none of that. So for him to go out there and talk to Vince McMahon and say, I want more money, I think I deserve this, I gotta be like a Randy Orton type pay. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Seriously. Brock Lesnar, he said it himself. He's motivated by money. Okay? You go out there, you make your money, you do what you do for the company, better and better each and every year. He made more money this year than he did last time he signed a WWE contract. He was making about $5 million or so. He's making more money the second go around with WWE because WWE knows how valuable he is to the WWE. Brock Lesnar knows how valuable he is to the WWE. People pay to see Brock Lesnar. They don't pay to see Ryback. So Ryan Reeves has lost his fucking mind. Seriously. And take that stock boy store manager analogy. Take the fucking top 10 that I talked about. Take the motivation that, you know, the money that these guys are making is not only what they are worth to the company, but it's also a motivating factor for them to do better. Roman Reigns, if he continues to do better, which I don't see it happening because Roman Reigns is a failed experiment, but other guys on here, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins is going to be making much more than $2.4 million when he comes back. Guarantee you next year, and the figures come in, Rollins is going to be worth closer to $3.54 million for the WWE because that's how valuable he is to the company, and that's exactly what he is worth because he's fucking great. He brings to the table that nobody else can. Ryback is none of those things. Ryback, instead of getting better, has gotten worse. Some of it has to do with him, some of it has to do with WWE for fucking up the Ryback character. But if you don't have any charisma, if you're not going out there and selling merchandise and selling tickets and people aren't bringing your signs to the crowd, if you're getting negative reaction from the WWE crowds, why are you going to be making more money? Why is Vince McMahon going to be paying you more money? You've done everything in your power for Vince McMahon to pay you less. So, Ryback, this guy has lost his fucking mind. I don't know what he's thinking. If he walked out of the WWE and he doesn't come back and he doesn't sign a contract, who's going to miss him? Not me, not you, not anybody. That's how worthless the Ryback character is to the WWE fans. That's how worthless Ryback as a professional wrestler, the character Ryback, is to the WWE. If he walked out today and never came back, nobody would fucking notice. That's all I got to say about that. Hopefully I made some sense for you guys. That's what I'm thinking about the whole Ryback situation. We didn't talk about it a lot on Out of Nowhere because Joe was tired, I was tired. It was just a clusterfuck of a bunch of random shit. But that's what I'm really thinking. Now that I got a straight head, that's what I'm thinking about the whole Ryback situation. Let me know what you guys are thinking. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, sound off in the comments below. And as always, if I hear anything else about Ryback and this contract situation, I will definitely let you guys know right here on Off the Script. The latest news on Seth Rollins' return to the WWE. Some of you have filled me in, and thank you so much, man. You guys are my mini reporters out there. If you guys hear anything and think that it might be valuable to me on Off the Script, please, reach out to me on Twitter. Leave me a message somewhere. I'm very easy to find on social media, man. Seth Rollins has been out of action for almost 6 months, and a lot of changes in the industry in that amount of time. And Rollins' return is going to be a game changer because he's arguably the best wrestler in WWE when he left, and he was the WWE champion. Where does he fit in once he returns to television, especially with the authority up in the air? According to a recent report, Seth Rollins was supposed to be backstage at Payback this week to discuss his return that will be here before we all know it. A more recent report from DWN, Daily Wrestling News, is claiming that Rollins wasn't backstage in Chicago at Payback, despite a lot of rumors and photos of him being in attendance in the locker room. As of this writing, the plan seems to be for Rollins to return after finishing the filming of WWE Studios movie Temple. It's going to be an interesting one to see Rollins in a movie, but it's good to continue to give him exposure while the company has him recovering. So Rollins, once he returns, he could enter into a big feud with anyone on the roster or give us the Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins match that we were supposed to see at the Survivor Series. So Seth Rollins filming a movie. I believe this movie will be wrapping up at the end of May. So we don't know when we're going to see Seth Rollins, and this might have to, this might actually correlate with what I'm going to report tomorrow about Roman Reigns and AJ Styles and how long this feud between those two for the WWE Championship is going to go on. Seth Rollins might play a factor into all that with the news about Styles and Reigns. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. But as of right now, the anticipation is building for Seth Rollins' return. Having him in a WWE Studios movie is good if he's good enough to do it. I'm assuming that he'll be well and ready to get back into the ring, because filming a movie obviously is a strenuous task. I'm sure he's going to be doing a lot of running around and some action parts here and the action sequences here and there. Temple. I don't know what the movie's about, but I don't know if he's going to be playing a modern-day Indiana Jones of some sort. I have no fucking idea. I could see Seth Rollins being the protagonist or the evil villain with that fucking hair, but it's great to see him in the limelight. When the movie comes out, people will know, oh shit, Seth Rollins is coming back. So it's good exposure for him, and people are going to be talking about Seth Rollins. His name's going to be in people's mouths, and then when he finally returns, people are going to be, oh shit, Seth Rollins is back. So it's a good idea to have him in the movie. His return is very, very soon, within the next couple of months for sure, and he could definitely play a role in the Authority storyline, which I think is going to be between Shane and Triple H, the way they're building it up. And it could also lead to a Roman Reigns reforming the Shield with Rollins and Ambrose to go against the Bullet Club, man. And I was watching several War Games matches last night before sleep, man. I fell asleep with the WWE Network on. I was watching some War Games matches, man. And maybe 5 or 6 War Games matches. Kind of getting myself ready for what hopefully WWE brings to the table this year. I think it would be fucking phenomenal. With 2 teams of 4 going in there. Maybe alter the rules a little bit. You know, I don't like that the match ends abruptly with everybody in the ring. One guy has to either be pinned or submitted or, you know, tap out or something like that. It should be an elimination style, to be honest with you. You got 2 fucking rings big enough. I think that would work. Tweak the rules a little bit. And I think the Shield versus the Bullet Club in that type of environment would be absolutely a fucking sight to see in 2016. I would love it. I hope WWE goes down that road, but we'll see. And Seth Rollins could certainly play a huge factor into all of that. Vince McMahon frustrated over recent talent development from everybody that was just recently demoted from NXT. Recently, there was a report that Vince McMahon was already critical of the Vaudevillains on the main roster. For a lack of a better word, he finds their gimmick stupid, and he thinks that they don't make any sense. Unfortunately, the Vaudevillains aren't the only ones that Vince McMahon is displeased with recently. In fact, he's been very frustrated with the development of many talents as they come to the main roster. According to a report from DailyWrestlingNews.com, Vince McMahon's frustrations with many of the recent call-ups are causing a lot of issues within WWE. Apparently, Vince isn't quite sure about Apollo Crews yet as well. Many have praised his in-ring work, but Vince is not sure about Apollo's personality just yet. Right now, he's not getting over with most officials in this area, which could be a hindrance to his possible push. One thing on his side is that fans seem to enjoy him, and he gets the great pops everywhere that he goes, but he hasn't been as judgmental or negative as he has been with Aiden English and Simon Gotch. Crews is receiving a lot of praise for his in-ring work, but officials are not sold on his personality and believe that he's not getting over the way that he should be. Luckily for Enzo and Cass, Vince is very high on them and their reactions, and especially their promo work, but he's a little confused as to what their gimmicks exactly are. It's not enough to be Enzo and Cass, apparently, in WWE. Vince is said to be a big fan of Big Cass because of his obvious size. After Enzo's injury at Payback, it's possible that we could see a singles push for Big Cass while Enzo is recovering. As far as Baron Corbin goes, Vince doesn't seem to have a major issue with him, nor does he have any expectations, or he's not high on him yet either. So he's kind of in the middle of the road with Baron Corbin. While Vince McMahon typically nitpicks with NXT stars, he will most likely give all who came up a good bit of time to show what they can do before pushing them down the card in favor of others. That means we should not assume he'll just bury anyone just yet. So, I don't know what Vince McMahon wants as far as talent. Yes, I understand, and I am with Vince McMahon on some of these issues. The Vaudevillains, it's 2016. WWE back in the day was built on character and gimmicks. The Vaudevillains, in a day and age where there's a lot more realism in WWE, we're getting genuine characters on WWE, people portraying themselves. You know, Kevin Owens is an amped up style of himself. The Miz is an amped up style of himself. Sami Zayn is himself, you know, and so on and so forth. The Vaudevillains, with their gimmick, it's a little bit out of place because people don't associate that gimmick with 2016. They might have associated with it maybe back in the Attitude Era or back in the early 90s. There's nothing wrong with the Vaudevillains. Everybody's looking at their gimmick. Everybody's looking at their entrance and their theme. The WWE obviously wants to push these guys. They want to give them a chance. They changed their theme music, if you have not heard, at Payback. They changed it to more of a villain-esque theme music to pretty much distinguish, like, listen, these guys are heels. These guys are heels, and we want them to be heels. They won the tag team tournament, but honestly, I don't see them beating the New Day. So putting them against the New Day might be the peak for the Vaudevillains right now, because after the Vaudevillains, it's going right back to Enzo and Cass. As soon as Enzo comes back, all the sympathy and all the fucking, the cheers and the positivity that are going to be spewing towards Cass and Enzo, that's going to lead to that tag team title victory over the New Day at SummerSlam. So the Vaudevillains are going to get pushed right down the ladder in the tag team division. But their gimmick, to me, I'm enjoying what they're doing, man. I think Aiden English with a microphone is decent. Simon Gotch and Aiden English together as a tag team are, I think, gel very nicely together. I don't think the gimmick is stupid. I think the fans who don't appreciate a good gimmick and a well-thought-out gimmick and what these guys bring to the table are stupid. Instead of writing it off immediately because it's not exactly your Roman Reigns or your Randy Orton or anything else that you like in the WWE, give it a fucking chance. And if you're not watching NXT, and if you have not seen these guys develop down in NXT for the last 2 years, then shame on you. Start watching NXT and start appreciating what everybody down there is doing until they get called up to the main roster, man. That's your fucking fault. As far as Enzo and Cass and Vince McMahon not knowing who they are, listen, bro, just go to Brooklyn, New York. Go to Brooklyn, New York, man, and visit Dice. That's Enzo and Cass right there. So the New York gimmick, that's who they are. They don't have to change anything. And they're a great fucking tag team as well. They got the gimmick, they got the entrance, they got the microphone skills, they got the fucking WWE Universe behind them. They will be successful. Everything about them just seeps positivity. Enzo and Cass will be fine. Baron Corbin, listen, Baron Corbin, I said it from the get-go. He needs to start developing his in-ring style a little bit better. Instead of Baron Corbin working a fucking slow, methodical pace as he's working in fucking quicksand, pick it up a little bit. Goes back to the fucking takeover match that he had with Austin Aries. Instead of Baron Corbin working his style of match and Austin Aries following him, Austin Aries should have been leading him so that Baron Corbin can pick up his pace a little bit. He's too slow in the ring. He's too slow, and I think that's the only thing that needs to work on top of his mic skills. Other than that, Baron Corbin's got a great entrance. He's got a great look. I do see, upper mid-card in the next couple years for him until he starts developing his character and his mic skills a little bit better. Apollo Crews, the same thing, man. He's got great in-ring skill. You could put a U.S. title or an Intercontinental title on this guy. He's going to go out there and bust his fucking ass. That's how good he is in the ring. The smiling and his gimmick and his personality, I don't know what that is. A lot of people say they don't know what Sami Zayn is. I don't know what Apollo Crews is, man, except that he's a great in-ring worker who smiles a lot. Who is Apollo Crews? What is Apollo Crews doing on the main roster? So I understand there's issues there. How WWE works that, hopefully they get Apollo right. They give him some personality. But everything, I think, to me, will work out fine with these guys. They work too hard down at NXT to fail. Hopefully Vince McMahon sees it, that these guys are an investment. These guys are the future of the company. You don't want to write them off immediately because that does nothing but, downgrade, and that does nothing but spew negativity. That's not any motivation at all. Vince McMahon should sit down firsthand with these guys and go over what needs to be done. Go over with an Apollo Crews. Go over with a Corbin. Go over with the Vaudevillains what you want these guys to do. Vince McMahon is a bright individual at some points. This is Vince McMahon, for Christ's sake. If he sits down with these guys and goes over certain aspects that need to be changed, I think things will be fine. But as far as Vince McMahon writing everybody off, that can't be done, man. That's a demoralizing fucking attitude for anybody that wants to come up to Monday Night Raw, because that's what everybody is working for. So don't do that. Sit down with these guys and make your future better. Undertaker, career over. He told Vince McMahon that he never wants to wrestle again. The Undertaker's status with WWE has been a huge mystery since his Hell in a Cell match with Shane McMahon at WrestleMania last month. I just wanted to check if my mic was recording because I just had a fucking fear in my head that I was recording this and no sound was coming out. Undertaker's status with WWE has been a huge mystery since his Hell in a Cell match with Shane. He pulled out of WWE's European tour and apparently has been telling people after WrestleMania that he's officially done and that Mania 32 was his last match. His words were mostly ignored, but now there may be some truth to them. According to a report from DWN, DailyWrestlingNews.com, The Undertaker has reportedly told Vince McMahon personally that he never wants to wrestle again, and that he is 100% done in the ring. When telling people he was done in the ring after Dallas, the Dead Man was also telling people that he never wanted a big WrestleMania send-off. That seems like a huge wasted opportunity for the company, because WrestleMania 33 could be massive if it was advertised as The Undertaker's last stand. Especially if WWE books John Cena versus The Undertaker in Orlando, in which Vince McMahon wants, which I will talk about on Sunday's edition of Off the Script Part 3. It was reported shortly after WrestleMania 32 that Vince McMahon was confident that he could change The Undertaker's mind if he was patient and waited much later this year. Well, waited until much later this year. However, it's being said that Vince McMahon believes him this time when he says he's done, because everyone is expecting him to make a big pitch later this year. It's possible that The Undertaker could still change his mind since nothing has been announced, but it's going to be a while before anything new comes to light on the subject. Undertaker will be at WrestleMania 33. Undertaker will be in a match and in a ring with John Cena at WrestleMania 33. That's all I'm saying about that. And finally, guys, to end this week's Off the Script, Sasha Banks, unhappy with her current role in WWE. Or isn't she? I don't know. Superstar Sasha Banks has become a major fan favorite ever since her amazing performances began to get noticed down in NXT. Her matches with Bayley last year, NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, and Respect amazed us with what she could do in the ring. Her character is fantastic. She brings an amazing wrestling to the table. On top of that, it only makes fans more excited. On top of this, she's very young and could easily be a major name in WWE for a very long time to come if she stays healthy. We all know at WrestleMania 32, she was in a great triple threat match for the new WWE Women's Championship with Becky and Charlotte. WWE decided to go with the reigning WWE Women's Champion Charlotte for the win. They had Ric Flair, the father of Charlotte, hold Banks out of the match while allowing his daughter to pin Becky in the ring. Everyone thought, and rightfully so, that we would get Banks versus Charlotte at WWE Payback. Instead, WWE went with Natalya. No one really hated Natty, but the fans just wanted Sasha Banks. They've also been cheering her massively in every arena. She hasn't been used very much since WrestleMania. WWE does have a small program going with her and Summer Rae, but nothing is coming out of it. WWE is trying to protect her from losing to anyone for a while, according to Ringside News. Sasha Banks isn't a fan of this and would rather be featured. So just a side note, I am okay with WWE going with Charlotte and Natty, because the big payoff is coming for Sasha Banks at SummerSlam. No question, 100%. Banks, Charlotte, SummerSlam, new women's champion. That's what I gotta say about that. Even if she isn't going for the title, she can still at least be used on television more often and even have a match at a pay-per-view. She wasn't used at all last night, and a good 10-minute match with her and Summer would have worked just fine. The plan for Sasha Banks going forward is to sort of protect her until SummerSlam, like I just said, where she'll take on Charlotte for the women's title. In a way, it is great that WWE is making us wait for that match, because it will only mean more when we get it. It screams of WCW booking with Hulk Hogan and Sting. I wouldn't go that far, but yes, that is a nice analogy. The difference with that was that Sting and Hogan were both featured well leading into their match. When that match did happen, everyone was stoked for it, and it ended up going very well for WCW. It was the best book story WCW had to most fans. However, they interacted a bit with each other, and Sting had to go through tons of people to finally get to Hogan. Sasha Banks should be ripping through chicks right now and finally getting her shot at Charlotte. Yes, I do agree. Banks should be featured, and she should be running through the main roster until she gets to Charlotte. Yeah, WWE is sort of burying any story we'd normally see with Sasha. We've seen her work with Summer Rae slightly, but not nearly enough to care about. Both are great performers. Summer Rae I wouldn't call great. I think she's decent. She can be great if she's featured a little bit more. And they could easily put on a very good match. So featuring Banks more is not really a hard thing to do right now for WWE. If WWE wants to build Sasha up as a great contender for the women's title, they cannot have her barely work television and pay-per-views. They have to have her run through various women and finally reach Charlotte by late July. Right now, the only featured female action revolves around Charlotte. This is understandable, but in this new era and this new revolution for the women, we can have far more go on with the women outside of the title mix. Sasha Banks is over enough to do this for sure. We're getting Becky and we're getting Emma in a feud, which I like, because I think both women are incredibly talented. We'll have to wait and see what WWE decides, but having her featured more in some way just has to happen at this point. And in an update to this, all the rumors have been completely bogus. There was a report going around this past week alleging that Sasha Banks has been unhappy with her role in WWE. Sasha pretty much shut down those rumors on her Tumblr account. It's worth knowing that Sasha is like backstage and she is not known to be a complainer. So I don't know where the report would have come from. Regardless, if you're wondering why she hasn't been on television or in the mix with the women's division, it's because the company has plans for her for the summer months. WWE is not punishing her, and there have been no rumblings from backstage regarding Sasha being unhappy. If anything, the fact that WWE is not randomly inserting a bunch of names into the Women's Championship picture has helped make the title seem more important, and it's nice to see Natty featured in a storyline with the champion. So I understand it. I understand why WWE is doing it, but to mix in another woman feud with like a Becky and an Emma, or a Sasha and a Summer Rae, that's okay to see, man. We should see women fighting their way up the ranks while the main focus is on Charlotte and Natty. I'm not saying that Natty and Charlotte have to be the only thing for the women in the division on television. Utilize the other women, man. Showcase what they got. This is a great opportunity to showcase what a Sasha Banks can do. Give the fans what they want. They want to see Sasha. You know, they want to see Emma. They want to see Becky. You know, it's great to see more talent like a Summer Rae in there. So WWE should really start utilizing more women on top of what they're doing with the Divas, or with the women's title. There's the fucking word diva again. With the women's title. And I think everybody would be a lot more happier with it. So I do agree that they are holding Sasha off till SummerSlam. It does make the title seem more important if the one thing that's focused on is the title and that feud. Sasha will be fine, goons. She's going to get her match with Charlotte. She's going to get the title. She's going to win it at SummerSlam. Look forward to that. And it's going to be great when the feud actually does begin. That is off the script, guys. Holy shit. Thank you for watching. Part 1, episode 116. If you did enjoy the video, hit that thumbs up, man. I'm aiming for 1,000 likes before this weekend is over for this episode, part 1 of episode 116, man. Thank you guys so much. Sound off in the comments below if you missed any of my videos this week. At the top of the description, right down there below. Go check that out. I'll leave you an annotation for the videos on the screen as well. And WrestleCrate, WrestleCrate.com. And on Twitter at WrestleCrates. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and buy a fucking t-shirt, bro. ProWrestlingTees.com/offthescript and be a member of Goon City. Proudly support Get Off My TV. And I will be unveiling the new Get Off My TV t-shirt within the next month or so, man. So look forward to that. I'm JD. I'll be back with part 2. Until then, take care, and I'll see you guys all on Saturday morning.